What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and I just have a quick video today going over surges and how they relate to Salvation's Edge. This week is Arc and Stasis Surge, so people may be struggling to figure out what to run, and when I ran it yesterday, we used Legend of Acreus for the first boss and got a 2-phase, and then for the Witness we used Cloud Strikes, and Hunters still went with Celestial Goldie and Still Hunts, and we also got a 2-phase. But being how I am, I was trying to think of what may be the best thing to use, and I was thinking my God Roll Supremacy with Rewind rounds and Bait and Switch paired with Anarchy might be the play. But sadly, it seems kinetic weapons do not deal extra damage even if your super matches a surge, that being Stasis or Arc. Trust me, I tested things extensively, so I'm pretty confident in my findings, but for the sake of brevity, I will just show a couple examples to prove it's true. So first off, I shoot a Hobgoblin with a Strand Sidearm with and without Unstoppable Sidearm equipped. Now, if you didn't know, Unstoppable Sidearm will overcharge any sidearm so long as the modifier is active. So this proves the modifier is not active as I hit the same damage with and without Unstoppable Sidearm equipped. Again, I did extensive testing here, so I tested this in the Nightfall as well just to be sure, but in the Nightfall I do get the bonus damage. So then in the raid, I tested a primary pulse rifle with identical 450 RPM lightweight frames, and you can see the stasis one is dealing more damage than the kinetic one. And in this footage, it's when I'm on a Stasis Super, but I was on Prismatic, but I also tested all this stuff with Arc, Stasis, and Void subclasses as well, just to cover my bases. So then I tested the Supremacy versus Irua Kanji, and we can see that the Stasis Sniper hits for more damage. Again, this is on an Arc subclass which matches the Surge, so overcharges are not active in the raid. The difference in damage is 8.7%, but keep in mind that kinetics deal more damage to minor adds than energy weapons, including Strand and Stasis. This difference would be greater on the Witness because against bosses, kinetics no longer deal that extra damage. This was a change that came in the final shape, likely as a way for Bungie to allow other special weapons room to breathe in the sandbox. Because before, kinetic specials just flat out dealt 15% more damage, which is equivalent to a Stasis or Strand weapon having Vorpal or Frenzy. So again, while it's an 8.7% on this orange bar and the red bars, the difference would be greater on a boss. All this is to say is that at least in raids, make sure your weapons are matching the surge as it's a free 25% damage to bosses. So I was almost done this video, but then I decided I should test this in dungeons too. I just can't make a short video to save my life. I always have to do extensive testing just to cover my bases. It's a blessing and a curse. So anyways, I loaded up Pit of Heresy, which also has Arc and Stasis Surge this week, and I got the same results as in the raid. So if we hover over the Nightfall this week, it shows overcharged weapons and reads, weapon overcharges from the seasonal artifact are active in this activity. Kinetic weapons do increased damage when your super element matches an active surge. So the TLDR is this. If an activity has surges, you still won't get the boost from overcharged weapons on the artifact or the boost to kinetic weapons unless it has the overcharged weapons modifier, which the raids and dungeons, at least currently, do not. They simply have surges. So just try and get your best Arc and Stasis weapons ready for the raid and dungeons this week if you're running it. Anyways, that's it for the video. If you found it helpful, then a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. Happy raid running and take care.